Hello guys, and welcome. Today I have a game that I played when I was 800, as you can see right there. That is a very, very long time ago, almost 2 years now. And it is still one of the best games that I've ever played. So it starts with D4, D5, C3, a London system, kind of, but he forgot the moves. Knight F6, H3. I guess he really didn't want me to do a gambit or something, but we're already out of book moves now. Knight C6, A3, E5, striking the center, just doing the golden moves, the stuff that they teach you when you're bad. Of course, if he takes, we go there. He takes, and I take back. E3. I can't really explain this move. Bishop C5. I also can't explain this move. It's looking into absolutely nothing, and it's more of a target than anything else. But we get Knight D2, and as you can see, the engine is already giving me an advantage. The game review engine, which you can't see, is giving me a higher advantage. But basically, all of White's pieces are down there, while I have huge development. My king is safe, and it's going to be great. So we castle. Knight F3. This is still good. I trade. He trades. Looking back, even though this is the best move, I wouldn't trade, because if we go back to the trading position, I've traded my active knight for that bad knight. Or he can even go there, but okay. Knight E4. I guess just putting my knight in the center, getting for an attack. Rook E8 is better. You know, getting a pin and maybe some sacrifices. G3. Fianchettoing the bishop. Apparently, I don't really know what the point of this move is, but Rook E8, just following all the principles. Bishop G2, B6, trying to fianchetto my bishop. I guess I didn't see the point in this, or this. Actually, I think it was even to stop him from castling. But when you're low level, if you're watching this and you're low level, you gotta think, oh, this is a good plan. If he goes there, I'll castle and the rook. But if we actually enact this plan, castles, bishop A6, and here, that's it. My bishop is controlling these two squares, yes, but so is my opponent so many times. So this bishop is kind of useless. Like, it's not that good. And especially when you have better plans, like Queen F3, Queen F6, I'm sorry, getting the queen. But anyway, my opponent mouse slips and plays King F1. I'm almost certain this was a mouse slip. I don't really see what else he would be trying to do. I play Bishop A6, and now it kind of justifies my bishop being there. The king goes to the corner. So, while he basically got the castle, this rook is not out. So he's kind of playing without a rook. So, because this is really the only square he can move. Was he going to try to do this? I think I'll see that. Anyway, Queen F6, obviously just bringing knight, these two bishops. It's looking pretty menacing if I can get a rook lifted like that. Queen E1, Rook A8, just bringing all of my pieces, developing. B4, attacking, good move. And Bishop F8, which I was really proud of when I played this move. I was like, okay, Bishop D6 is a bad move, because now my rook is stuck. Bishop E2 doesn't make any sense, because now my rook, the more active rook, is stuck. So, as you're going to see, this is the best move, as what it says. This is browser, a lower depth, Stockfish 17 light. This is what that says. The higher engines say that Bishop D6 is better. But, okay. C5, striking, I don't really know what, but apparently this is good because I'm just attacking the pawns and stuff like that. So, and now I sacrifice the knight. I probably should have done a little bit more lead up to that. But anyway, he moves his king, getting the rook into play, and I think for quite a bit of time, for 3 minutes on this move, and I just go in to sack the knight. Something that I should have definitely thought through, because I don't have a bishop or a queen attacking. Like, I would have needed to play, like, if we go back a move, and I play this, my opponent plays rook b1. Like, if we get this, well, suddenly this is slightly better. It's still bad, but it's just not as, it's just a mistake now. Anyway, so I go for it, and then right here, I quickly realize that was a blunder. But as you can see, my position is so dominant. It's just a draw. So bishop d6. I guess putting pressure. Take c5, because I need to keep the bishop on the diagonal. Queen d2, queen g6, adding pressure because he just removed the defender, so I'm going to obviously add pressure. And then now he just loses the pawn. So queen takes g3, and now the can opener is, and the bishop, so b6 and the two mistakes now suddenly become very good moves. Like, not to mention, like, this just blunders a rook, but it's not even that. I take, obviously, I'm 800. I'm going to take a free rook. Rook's b8 is just going for the open file. I don't know why Virginia left out an open file. Just going for an open file. He defends, even though it's already defended. I guess he really wanted to move his queen. Rook e6, and now I'm getting some rook lifts over here. And his position is getting cooked. So he goes rook e1 because I don't really see another move for him. So that's a good move, I guess. Rook f6, and now I'm setting up something very devious. Very devious. Queen e2, I guess he wants to come in like that, defend this knight. But his king is just getting suffocated. Queen h2, which is a move I would probably still play again. Now, looking at it, probably the threat is bishop g2, but there's another threat that I'll let you try to find while I'm talking. The engine wanted g5 because the general rule is that when you're attacking, you want to bring your pawns to help attack the king. But now I feel like I've given enough time to find the move, and my opponent blunders it with c4. And this is a blunder for something that I spend, I think, 4 minutes of thought on, and I find the correct solution, which is to sacrifice the rook with rook takes b2. And you might think, well, what's the idea of that? That's a pretty bad move. Well, the idea is to sacrifice the other rook with rook takes f3 check, and he is done. He is getting. He's just done. He doesn't have another move. Queen f2 loses like that. Okay, but it makes it worse because he loses a rook. He on top of that loses a rook. King e2. Whoops. King e2 just loses the queen, but worse this time. So he's got to take, and then I take his queen. He doesn't resign. He plays rook e2. I give a check, looking probably to win the pawn or something. I take this pawn because it's a free pawn, and I'm an 800 player. He attacks me, and then a move that I also thought was a brilliant move. Bishop g3, and my opponent resigns because if you take, obviously, this is just completely losing. And there's mate. So, yeah. That was a crazy game that I played, and I'm still really proud of it. And hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. I'll see you next time.